heroism of your fallen men will never be forgotten. The brave soldiers who are buried here played a crucial role in defeating the Ottoman Empire, liberating the Holy Land, ending 400 years of Ottoman rule in one great dash. This momentous occasion was a historic milestone in the natural kinship between our people. When I say natural, I don't just mean the way we address life and each other, that easy informality, that warmth. That was evident from the moment our people met your people. I mean something deeper, because there's a historical significance of what happened here. ANZACS soldiers went on to capture Jerusalem, Tiberias, Megiddo, and then continued northward. They were actually retracing the footsteps of the heroes of the Bible. They were stepping on the verses of the Bible, and they knew it. And their clergy spoke it so movingly a moment ago. They know it too. And this partnership began 2 years earlier, in 1915, with a great defeat. In the defeat of Gallipoli, two things were forged. One, the absolute resolve of the ANZAC forces to redeem their fallen brethren and establish this glorious victory here. And the second thing that was forged was the first meeting between ANZAC fighters and Jewish fighters. The first Jewish fighters who stood shoulder to shoulder with them in Gallipoli, the first Jewish fighting force in 2,000 years. Wow. And that continued here with the Jewish Legion that helped liberate Palestine here in this campaign that we mark today. This was a point of partnership that has historic significance today. When I joined the Israeli army 50 years ago, joined our special forces, I was given a broad act. It was called an Australian act. It was very good to shield ourselves from the sun. We also sat next to eucalyptus trees that came from Australia. And we learned about the ethos of courage of Australian and New Zealand soldiers. We talked about it. We drank it in. It stood as a shining example for us. It was an example of the spirit of fortitude and courage and the willingness to act in the defense of our people and our values. These are the values that guide us today as well. We saw here in Beersheba 800 cavalry go against 4,000 embedded Turks with machine guns, with bunkers. The few won against the many. That's the spirit of the Army of Israel. It stands today. We set out a simple policy. We seek peace with all our neighbors, but we will not tolerate any attacks on our sovereignty, on our people, on our land, whether from the air, in the sea, from the ground, or below the ground. We attack those who seek to attack us. And those who contemplate that, I strongly advise you, do not test the will of the State of Israel or the Army of Israel. When the Light Horse were charging here, their commanders were worried about the absence of water. Today, we do not worry about that. A few months ago, we signed an agreement on water between Australia and Israel. It can apply to New Zealand. We can make water. We can change the world. What we established here with the rise of Israel, the rise of technology, the rise of ingenuity, is that we can cooperate to better the lives of our peoples and of all people everywhere. That too, we should remember at the Battle of Beersheba. I believe that those soldiers who fell here would be proud of the deep and enduring alliance between our countries today. As then, today we stand on the same side of history, on the right side of history. We stand for progress, we stand for peace, we stand for democracy, we stand against tyranny and terror. Israel salutes the sacrifice of these brave soldiers. We will never forget them. We will forever honor and treasure their memory. Thank you.